Hello, and welcome to whoever has decided to click on this video and watch my little keynote about student podcasting integrated into social studies curriculum. My name is Nancy Reebok Altadonna, and I hope that my podcast does not just automatically come up when I turn the slide. I have completely unscripted this and just turning it into a video without any planning because I want to put it as content on my blog, which is Sorry Busy Take Care. So you go to sorrybusytakecare.com or YouTube, Sorry Busy Take Care. And I am affiliated with the New York City Schools Tech podcast in the capacity of the founding producer and host. But first and foremost, I am a teacher, ninth grade global studies special educator. So that's history and special education all wrapped up into one beautiful package at Fort Hamilton High School in Brooklyn, New York. You can tweet me or follow me on Twitter at Nancella. That's spelled Nancella. You see that. You're watching this. You're not just listening to me. You're actually seeing something physical. And go ahead and look for some YouTube videos, and I will stop mumbling right now and tell you more about this curriculum that I made. I am a doctoral student. I am going to get my PhD in education with a focus on learning, instruction, and innovation. So here's one of the ways that I'm putting it out there. So we don't want that to echo. So let's move forward. All right, so this project has two phases. Sorry about that glitch. This has two phases. In order for students to create their own podcast, they first create their personal podcast, the Me in a Minute. So they write a script and they record, they use music, they do it inside the classroom or outside the classroom. This lends to a blended classroom very well. It lends to inside the classroom if you have the technology and you have the time to do it. It will not take it as much time. Well, it will take a lot of time, but it will not take away time from learning because everything you do in here, you will be learning. Students will be learning 21st century skills, and this is one of the certain needs in the world. And I'm not saying not to go to college, but I'm saying that the skills that you learn by being able to make music, write scripts, perform a podcast, get it out there in social media, text to self, text to the world. And instead of text, you get to do this with your voice, so you don't have to worry about how you look. You just push your voice out there and hopefully it will be articulate and interesting and you tell good stories because a lot of it is about storytelling. So the first story to tell is a story about you. And I'm going to be speaking as if I'm speaking to the student because that's how I made these materials. All right. So pretend you, the viewer, is a ninth grade global studies student. And in ICT setting, okay? So that's a collaborative co-teaching model. All right. So imagine this is one of the first things you get the first week of school. Welcome to ninth grade global studies. We know this is all new to you, and that can be scary. This 1-minute podcast will give you a chance to tell us about you and others in a safe learning community. We will empower ourselves and establish positive connections with other students your age. This is your 1-minute introduction before we deep dive into podcasting. That's the first part. So they get used to the medium. It's completely scaffolded. I'll give you the scope and see what's next. But here is the second part, which should be an ongoing long-term project. Us in the world. So it's me in the minute and then us in the world. All right, back to the student. Then we will be ready to become the producers of longer podcasts about the world outside of our own. We will be working in groups a lot and collaborate with other students in different parts of the country and the world. Together, we'll explore problems and create solutions around major themes in social studies. You will have many opportunities to grow as digital citizens and curate our digital footprints. See, there's an "our" there. It's very inclusive. This is this is for inclusive learning, but really, you can do this, and it not just for ninth grade world history. It it's for anybody who wants to teach students how to create their own podcast. You can make it about problems, which is this one is about world problems. Is a problem-based learning assignment that I did for Walden University, the Richard Riley School of Education and Leadership. This can go for any topic and any skills level. Start from the bottom, go to the top, or. So this right here, the bubble, the word bubble, is more like a disclaimer for parents and students about not being scared. You'll have safety protection. Well, protections, you won't have to spend any money. If you need language support, you get that. This is what is needed. These are good examples of digital worksheets, I think. I mean, I'm not grading myself, but I think they're pretty good, so that's why I'm making a video for you. Okay. There are 3 enduring understandings. I will expound upon them later, but 3 primary ones about 21st century skills and safety. Here we go. Emerging technologies increase opportunities for individuals to publish their work and ideas. Online publishing requires responsible, ethical behavior. Once something is published online, there is a strong possibility it cannot be retracted, even if the author deletes it. Our students need to know this. Here is the scope and sequence. Feel free to read. Just a few items I would like to note for you is we start off everything by taking a digital citizenship pledge. There is a great set of curriculum on common sense education and common sense for common sense educators. Free resources. Lots of free, wonderful resources, by the way. I don't work for them. I don't make money. It's just awesome, and you should use it. All right, so this is how it's done. Got it? The first part, me in a minute. Now they get their feet wet in the podcasting realm. Once they've told us about this, we all got to know each other and love each other, hopefully, or at least get to know each other and honor each other's different cultures, and hopefully communicate more effectively. Once we've done that and explained who we are, we're in there. It's a hook. And it's also a safety device because it is 1 minute of podcasting versus a longer form. 15, 20 minutes is probably a good length. No more than 25 minutes. All right, so we got them, now we got the world. And this is where it becomes a problem-based learning unit, where students work together, they create their own groups based upon a world problem, that they identify the problem and they devise the solution. They will meet people from across the world, do some mystery calling and Skyping with other students in other nations or even other states. There's going to be writers' workshops, so this will help to write essays because anytime you make a podcast, it's just like writing an essay. It's just more to it. There's a beginning, middle, and an end. And usually it's written in advance. I am doing this completely unscripted, which is why I'm babbling. I will move to the next page in a moment. It's a rubric. Hint, hint. Okay. So they're going to learn real-world technological skills using a cloud-based software. It's not cloud-based software. It's a cloud-based application, and it's more than just an application. It's called Soundtrap, and it is owned by Spotify. Everybody knows who Spotify is. Come on. Hopefully, it's brilliant. It's social networking with music. Any music you want to listen to at any time. It's on demand. That's why our kids have no sense of time or patience. All right. So, problem based unit, identify the solution, solve it, make a podcast about it, tell stories, be nice to people, learn to communicate, be creative, collaborate, and creativity. Those are the 4 C's of 21st century. All right, this is the rubric. There are many rubrics one can use. They're out there on the internet. No need to reinvent the wheel. Here is but one. This is how you show your own personality. I am Ms. Altadonna. So I'm showing my personality here by doing it in a narrative form. Remember, this is a student-facing video. This is what you would, as a teacher, as a learning leader, you would give this to the student. The first week of school, and it's scary to be a ninth grader, or anybody at a new school, or anybody in a new class. It is scary. This is a way to get to know people in a way, and also get to learn responsibility online. And that is one of the number one skills that our students today in the world, but at least in the United States, because I am from the United States, so I'm speaking of those norms. These are skills that you need for life. So I strongly encourage you as a teacher or a learning leader to have your own student podcasting and do it in a responsible way, and you can change the world. You can make a difference. You can have your students create their own public service announcements, which is, PSAs. That's an antiquated terminology. But to make them on podcasts where they don't have to even leave their own bedroom to record with another person. So that's one of the greatest things about Soundtrap is you can collaborate with somebody, make music, make podcasts, and be anywhere as long as you have access to the internet and you have access to whatever piece of music or podcast or collaboration. As long as you invite them, you don't even have to be a member to collaborate with people. That's pretty cool. And last but not least, here are the references. I have to give credit where credit is due. Great, so if you want more information, please feel free, send me an email to NYC Schools Tech Podcast at gmail.com. Yes, it's very long. Let's go back to the front page. There's some information. Once again, I did not script this, and I probably babbled, but hopefully you're entertained and inspired. And here is my information. Follow me on Twitter. Let's tweet each other. Let's retweet each other. There's a hashtag. Use the hashtags and find the podcast, not the student podcast, but the podcast that I produce for New York City Schools Tech, which is an innovation group within the New York City Department of Education. By the way, my views do not personally reflect the New York City. Whatever I'm saying here is not. I am not the voice of the New York City Department of Education. In this capacity, I definitely am not. I am doing this for personal, reasons, and hopefully to help young teachers and learning leaders to help students have 21st century skills and be able to do something that's relevant, that will lead them into a future, whether they decide to continue in education or not. These skills are in demand, and they will build brain cells. All right, one last thought. Everybody, work hard and be nice to people. Have a good day.